Okay, good day everyone. It's nice to see you all again. So before we start our class, I would like to call on Marites for our prayer.
Okay, ma'am. Good morning po.
Good morning.
In the name of
Good
the
morning,
Father, and
ma'am.
of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Amen. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen.
Okay, good morning again, class.
Morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Morning.
Good
So
morning.
today is November 24 and it's now 9:17 a.m. in my clock. I have three students here with me at this meeting. So how are you all doing, by the way?
Doing good, ma'am.
We're doing all right, ma'am.
Oh, I
I'm
think,
good, ma'am.
yeah, okay, noted. I think that it's essential to check up on you from time to time since I know that you're still adjusting to this new normal of our education. I hope that everyone has their own ways by now and also doing fine despite these circumstances. So, Mr. Raimundo, I would like to remind you about our attendance today. Make sure to take note about the absentees, okay?
Noted, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Now, let us move on to our session. I am now going to flash my presentation on your screen. Wait a minute. Okay. Do you see it now?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, do you see the map already?
Not yet.
Okay. Okay. Okay, how about my audio? Can you hear me, Crystal?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, that's good to know.
Clear,
So
ma'am.
let me know if my audio is not clear on your end or there's a problem with my presentation. Okay, now let's start. Okay, so now you see we have a map here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stages, and 8 is the finish line. So we have three objectives for our new lesson. Kindly read, Isaac.
Okay, ma'am. Objectives. First one. Explain the characteristics of a good claim. Second. Determine what claims of fact, policy, and value are. And three. Formulate claims of fact, policy, and value about the relevant issues today.
Thank you so much, Isaac. So, in the previous lesson, you were able to recognize the fact, opinion, and assertion. You learned to formulate statements of scheme for main or central ideas. So, with what you have learned, you have to categorize the statements into opinion or assertion. So, you have to, okay, so let's go. So you have to write all the opinion statements under the opinion column and assertion statements under the assertion column. Do you understand the instructions?
All clear,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay, so let's start with our review. For statement number 1, kindly read and answer. Yes, PL?
Number one, adding 2 years is the best step to improve our education. Ma'am, I think it's an opinion.
Okay, let's see if that's an opinion. You are correct. Very good. Now for the next item. Yes, Marites?
Ma'am, can you flash the next statement? Cigarettes contain harmful chemicals that can destroy our body system. This statement is an assertion, ma'am.
Okay, let's see. You are correct. That is an assertion. So, who wants to answer number three? Yes, Isaac.
Okay, ma'am. Number three, the Earth is a sphere, or more precisely, an oblate sphere. It's a certain ma'am.
Okay, let's see if your answer is correct. You are right. That is an assertion. Amazing. So, for the next item, yes, PL?
Yes, ma'am. Number 4. All boys are stronger than girls. This is an assertion, ma'am.
Okay, let's see if that's an assertion. You are correct. Okay, next statement. Okay, Marites.
Mathematics is the most challenging subject in the academy. This statement is an opinion, ma'am.
Okay, let's see. That is an opinion. You are right. So, any volunteers for the next statement? Yes, Isaac?
Yes, ma'am. Number six, the Philippines was the richest country in Southeast Asia during Ferdinand Marcos' first term and ranked second in Asia behind Japan. I believe that this statement is an assertion.
Okay, okay. Let's see if that's an assertion. Good job. How about our next statement? Yell.
Yes, ma'am. Uh, Romeo and Juliet, that was written by William Shakespeare, is the most famous love story in the world of literature. Ma'am, I think it's an assertion.
Hmm. Do you even know Romeo and Juliet? Any one of you familiar with this story?
Yes, ma'am, we were able to study that on our other subjects last sem.
Oh, that's good to know, of course. Okay, let's see. Assertion. Okay, that is correct. How about Marites? Can you answer the next statement?
Okay, ma'am. Many Filipinos are not satisfied with the way government responds to the pandemic happening today. Ma'am, I think it's an opinion.
Are you sure?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's see. You are right. This is definitely an opinion. For the second to the last item, Isaac, would you like to answer?
Yes, ma'am. Number nine. Many teenagers present addiction to taking selfies shows that they are the most narcissistic generation. I believe that this is belong to the assertion.
Okay, so the correct answer is okay, assertion. So, how about the last number?
Ma'am, may I answer?
Okay, Fiel?
Students who are playing violent video games engage in more aggressive behavior. I think this is an opinion, ma'am.
Okay, let's see. That's correct. The answer is opinion. Okay, very good. Well done, everyone. I guess you understood our previous lessons because you answered all the questions correctly. Okay, let's move on to our new topic. Are you ready? When I say let's, you say
Go!
Go!
Go,
let's.
Go!
go.
Go!
Okay, let's go. Now, I have jumbled letters here and I want you to arrange them to come up with words that will be connected to our new lesson. So, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let's have the first jumbled letters. Okay, SMIALC. Who would like to answer?
Ma'am, I
Ma'am.
volunteer.
Okay, Marites.
I think it's claims.
Okay, let's see if that's claims. You are correct. Okay, how about the second one? CYOILP.
Ma'am, I volunteer.
Okay, Fiel, go on.
I think it's policy.
Policy. Okay, you are fast. That is correct. Okay, for the next number. Okay,
Yes, ma'am, may I answer?
CATF. Okay, Isaac, go on.
Oh, I think the answer should be fact.
Okay, let's see. You are correct. For the last word, ALVEU. What is this?
Ma'am,
Marites?
I think it's value.
Value. Let's see. You are correct. So good job, everyone. Thank you for your participation. So our topic for today is all about formulating claims of fact, policy, and value. But before that, I would like to know if my slides are really visible on your end and if it's readable.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
so let's
Go!
Go!
go. Okay, thank you for responding. If you have any questions or clarifications, you can raise your hand and unmute your mic. You can also use our chat box. Do not interrupt, okay, when someone is reciting, okay? So let us now make use of that material that I sent you, I think, last week. And I told you to read it, comprehend it, and answer the 10 questions. So I guess you answered them right now. So for me to know if you really understand the lesson, I mean the selection, um, let's answer the 10 questions. So who would like to read and answer number one?
Ma'am, I volunteer.
Okay, Fiel.
Number 1. What website was mentioned in the essay that is a common frustration for teachers as a source for students' writing?
Hmm. What's your answer?
Ma'am, I think it's letter C.
Let's see. The answer is yes, letter C. That is Wikipedia. Number two, okay, I will read the question and you have to answer so that, okay. Number two, what is the main idea of the essay? Any volunteer?
Ma'am,
Okay, Marites, go on.
I think the answer is letter A.
Okay, letter A, is that correct? You are correct. The spread of the internet in the world of education. Number three, who is the target audience of this passage? Isaac, do you know the answer?
Um, I think the answer should be D.
Okay, let's see. You are right. D, all of the above. So number four, which among the sentences does support the positive effects of using Wikipedia? Biel, do you know the answer?
Yes, ma'am, I think it's letter B.
Letter B. Letter B indeed. For many students, Wikipedia is their first encounter with the concepts of citation and referencing. You are correct. Number five, which of the following sentences is not true? Marites, I know you know the answer.
Yes, ma'am. I am sure it's letter D.
Oh, she's very sure. Is she correct? Yes, she is correct. Wikipedia is the best search engine for academics. Number six, in the sentence, teachers are clearly not mistaken in viewing Wikipedia usage as ubiquitous among their students. What does ubiquitous mean?
Um,
Oh, I'm sorry. I flashed the answers earlier. So the answer is letter A. Thank you so much, Isaac, for trying to participate. Okay, number seven, Isaac, I know you know the answer, so I will read the question first. In the sentence, Wikipedia itself explicitly encourages students to look into their sources. So what is the sentence trying to imply? Isaac, I will give you the chance now.
uh, I think I think the answer is B. Letter
Letter
B.
B. Yes, you are correct. Students should try to look for more sources and references for a better understanding. You really comprehended the article because you had a week, right? Okay, so number 8, as the nation becomes more technology driven, do you think that the online learning mode will still keep going for the next years to come? TL?
Ma'am, I think the answer is letter B.
Letter B, let's see. You are correct. It is said that yes, because the new mode of learning can be an alternative way for us to learn and at the same time make ourselves healthy and safe as we go along and fight for this pandemic. So, second to the last, number 9, as the popularity of distance learning shows, what students value offered by digital education? I'm sorry for the typo. Marites, do you know the answer?
Yes, ma'am, it's letter B.
Okay, let's see. You are right. Flexibility and accessibility. For the last number, what do you think is the positive side of Wikipedia?
Ma'am,
Isaac?
yeah,
Okay.
I think the answer should be C.
Okay, let's see. Hmm. You are correct. Sources and references at the bottom that students can check and verify. Oh, okay. Okay, wait. Is my audio clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you so much for informing me about that. Okay, so shall we continue?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I think you really comprehended the article that I gave you last week. So for the next part of our session, kindly, okay. So now we're at level 4. Do you see the check in our map?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So for the next part of our session, kindly read the title. Anyone?
Oh, ma'am. Three
Okay.
types of
Okay,
claims.
Okay, thank you so much, Fiel. Now, for our lesson proper, we will discuss the 3 types of claims and as well as its characteristics. So, making strong arguments is a requirement of critical thought. So, here it says that arguments are claims backed by reasons that are supported by evidence. And also, claims, on the other hand, are statements about what is true or good, or about what should be done or delivered. So, claims are actually potentially arguable. So remember that. So an example of a claim is, for example, a liberal arts education prepares students best. That is a claim. So I didn't like the book, so that is not a claim. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
So,
ma'am.
another example of an arguable statement is like, I thought the movie was cool, but the other example is the movie was Paul Newman's best. That is for people to disagree and others support, but for their different opinions. So, if it used effectively, a claim will arouse the interest of the person you're conversing with. It will create questions in their minds, and they will possibly find the answers in your statements. So the main topic is supported by a number of arguments, and hence people will find some of them acceptable while some not. But all of them will surely fulfill the expectations of every individual. So a strong and a good claim also contains a the following characteristics. So let's have them. The first one is debatable. So why it is debatable? It must be debatable and arguable by analysis and evidence. Okay, not a matter of personal preference or emotion. So second one, precise. What do you mean by precise? So it should be clear, specific, and assert a consistent viewpoint. It needs to be precise enough to allow for a logical argument and to remain focused on the subject. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the third one is content wise. So when we say that a claim should be content wise, it should contain proof, quotes, facts, and the likes, which determines the aims, direction, and scope of your paper. So the last characteristic is engaging. Of course, if you have a claim, it should be interesting enough to catch the attention of your target audience. Now, each type of claim comes from a different aspect of a particular topic. It is beneficial and helpful to consider the type of claim being argued in order to engage effectively in argument. So, can anyone remember the four characteristics of a good claim? Yes,
Yes,
PL?
ma'am. The four characteristics are debatable, precise, content-wise, and engaging.
Yes, that is correct. This is just an appetizer for our lesson. So, I would like to ask you if you really do understand our discussion or I am going too fast.
We understand po the discussion po.
Okay, thank you so much for responding. So, let's proceed. Okay, kindly read the first type of claim. Yes, Marites.
Claims of fact are statements about something that can be proved or disproved using facts.
Okay, thank you. Also, we should keep in mind, however, that the basic quality of claims is that they must be debatable and make an assertion about a subject. So I have examples here. The first example of a claim of fact is the first man to set foot on the moon was Neil Armstrong. The second one is teens involved in unprotected, promiscuous intercourse are more susceptible to getting STDs, becoming pregnant, and or getting AIDS. So, do you agree that these statements are debatable and make an assertion about a subject?
Yes, ma'am, we agree po.
Okay, so the statements are these statements facts?
Absolutely, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
therefore, these statements belong to the first type, the claims of fact. Crystal?
Clear.
Clear. Okay, for our next claim, the claims of policy. It says here that it argues that certain conditions should exist or that something should or should not be done in order to solve the problem. So, what are the examples? Kindly read. Yes, Isaac?
Yes, ma'am. The first one is the death penalty should be ab- abos- abolished because it has proven to be effective in prevent murder.
Okay, second one.
The second one is uh, tobacco sales should be prohibited by legislation.
Okay, thank you so much, Isaac. So I would like to ask you questions, class. What did you notice about the two statements that Isaac read? Yes, Fiel?
I'm
Oh, I
sorry, ma'am.
think
Can you
Fiel
please
is okay.
say again the question?
What did you notice about the two statements that Isaac read?
Ma'am, I think the statements are something that should or should not be done in order for us to solve the problem.
That is correct. So, according to our definition, these kinds of statements belongs to claims of policy. Understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's too loud. Okay, thank you. Now for our final type, kindly read Marites. Okay.
Claims of value. Claims of value assert that something is good or bad, or that one object is better than another.
Okay, thank you so much. So we have examples here. Number one, homosexuality is immoral because it goes against social, cultural, and biological principles. Second, because of his use of soft color, upbeat subject matter, and unique technique, Monet's art is more stunning than Picasso's. Now, I think this is one of the types that you can easily identify, don't you think? So, what do you think is the clue when identifying a statement of value? Yes, Isaac?
Yes, ma'am. I think when we compare two things, which is better, for example, if the first one has a bad taste and the second has a good taste.
Oh, that's a very nice answer. So, did you understand the three type of claims?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so if you really understand, can you at least give one example before we proceed to our activity? Okay, let's have a claim of fact first. Okay, yes, Fiel, do you have example?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Obesity has a negative impact on one's well-being.
Oh, very good. Okay, how about you, Marites? Do you have an example for claims of policy?
Yes, ma'am. The minimum age for obtaining a driver's license must be increased to 18.
That's an amazing idea, Marites. Thank you. So, for our last claim, Isaac, do you have an example for the claims of value?
Yes, ma'am. Boracay is the best summer holiday destination than EI Needle.
Okay. So, I'm glad that you understood our topic because, as you can see, you can provide and formulate your own examples. So, are you ready for our activity for today? If you are ready, then let's.
Go!
Go!
Okay, so let's go. I'm gonna present my slides. Wait. Okay. Hmm. Okay, just wait a minute. Okay. Okay, so as you can see, we have come this far. We are at level 5 of our game. Okay, so I'm now going to present our first activity entitled True to That. So, kindly read the direction. Oh,
Ma'am,
okay. I
I volunteer to read.
okay, I haven't provided the direction, so I think I'm going to provide the direction for now. I'm sorry for that. So you have to read and analyze the given statements about persuasive language. You have to write true, or you have to say true if the statement is correct, and false if it states otherwise. So understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So number one. Okay, wait a minute. Number one, claims of policy assert that something is good or bad, or that one object is better than the other. So, what do you think is the answer, Marty Tess?
I think it's false.
Okay. So we had a sneak peek of the answer of number one. So Marites is correct. It is false. So the second one, a claim should be interesting enough to catch the attention of your target audience. Do you have any idea, Fiel?
Yes, ma'am. I think it's true.
Okay, let's see. You are right. That is true. So for the next number, a claim should be clear, general, and asserts a consistent viewpoint. Yes, Isaac?
I think the answer is false. False.
False. Let's see. You are correct. That is a false. Okay, for the next item, claims of fact argue that certain conditions should exist or that something should or should not be done in order to solve a problem. Well, do you know the answer?
It's false, ma'am.
It's false. Let's see. Good job. It is false. Okay, so the next item. This sentence is an example of claim of fact. The Philippine eagle is a critically endangered species. Marites, what do you think?
Ma'am, the answer is true.
Okay, true. You are correct. Okay, for the next item, if used effectively, a claim will arouse the interest of the person you're conversing with. Isaac, do you know the answer?
Yes, I know. I think answer is true.
Okay, let's check if it's true. Yes, you did an amazing job. That is true. Okay, for our next statement, a claim should not contain proof, quotes, argumentation, and expert opinion. Fiel, do you know the answer?
It's false, ma'am.
Okay, let's see if it's false. You are correct. It is false. Okay, for the next item, there are three types of claims: claims of fact, claims of policy, and claims of value. What do you think, Marites? Is this true or false?
I think it's true.
Okay, let's see. Yes, you are correct. That is true, of course. We just discussed the three types of claims. So I'm gonna be disappointed if you forgot. Okay, for the next item, the sentence public schools are better than private schools is an example of claim of policy. Isaac, do you think so? What the answer?
My answer is false.
Okay, let's see. It is false. Yes, that is a claim of policy. That is not a claim of policy. Okay, for the last item, I guess, claims of value are statements about something that can be proved or disproved using facts. Fiel, what do you think?
Ma'am, I think it's false.
Let's see. False. That is correct. This is false. So, good job, everyone. We are now going to another level. Look at the check. We're on the level 6. Okay, so our next activity for the day is entitled as Guess What? So you just have to examine the following statements and tell if the aims are claims of fact, policy, and value. Okay, understood?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you have to say CF if it is a claim of fact, CV, victory, if it is a claim of value, and CP if it's a claim of policy. So let's start with number one. To persuade my audience that the use of lie detector tests in screening employees before employment should be banned by law. What do you think is the answer? Who likes to volunteer?
Ma'am,
Okay, Marites, go on.
I think it's CP.
CP. Let's see. You are correct. Good job. Okay, for the next number, to persuade my audience that using lie detector test in pre-employment screening violates an individual's right to privacy. What do you think, Isaac, is the
Ma'am,
answer?
I think answer is CV.
CV. Let's see. That is correct. Okay. Number three, to persuade my audience that although used by many employers in pre employment screening, lie detector tests are unreliable. What do you think is the answer, Fiel?
Ma'am, I think it's CF.
CF. Okay, let's see if it's CF. You are correct. That is CF. Okay, for the next one. Okay, to persuade my audience that solar energy is a viable power source. What do you think, Marites? Is it a CV, CP, or CF?
CF, ma'am.
CF. Let's see if that's CF. You are correct. That is a CF. So, for the next number, to persuade my audience that so called smart pills are not only overrated, they can also be harmful to a person's health. Isaac, do you know the answer?
Ma'am, I think the answer is CV.
CV. Let's see if it's CV. That is correct. That is CV. So for the next statement, to persuade my audience that the shifts in weather around the world are due to global warming. Okay, this is what do you think is the answer, Fiel?
It's CF, ma'am.
Okay, let's check if it's CF. That is correct. The statement is a claim of fact. Next, to persuade my audience that violence on TV is a major cause of violent behavior in society. This is a sensitive topic. So, what do you say about this, Marites? Is it a CF, CP, or CV?
I think, ma'am, it's CF.
Okay, let's see. Of course, that is a claim of fact. You are correct. Okay, for the next one, to persuade my audience to donate time as a community volunteer. Isaac, do you know the answer?
Yes, ma'am. I think the answer should be CP.
CP. Let's see if it's CP. That is correct. This statement is a claim of policy. Okay, second to the last item, to persuade my audience that divorces should be made more difficult to obtain. What do you think is the answer, Fiel?
Ma'am, I believe it's CP.
Yes, let's see if it's CP. You are right. That is a claim of policy statement. Okay, for the last number, to persuade my audience that some kinds of exercises done without guidance can actually harm bones and joints. Ooh, Marites, what do you think is the answer?
Ma'am, the answer is CV.
Okay, let's see if it's CV. Okay, you are correct. That is CV. Okay, so we are now level 7. Well done, class. We finished all the activities. I hope that you somehow stayed with me throughout our discussion. And before that, do you have any questions regarding our lesson?
None,
None, ma'am.
ma'am.
Everything's clear.
No, ma'am.
Okay. So before we officially end our session, of course, I would like to present our assignment that you should pass next week. Okay, so here's your assignment. So in the previous activities, you were able to identify the different kinds of claims. We were able to see how making arguments is beneficial in critical thinking. So using this new information, okay, this is a like a present idea. Write a short message of 5 to 7 sentences addressed to President Rodrigo Duterte on how you as students are affected by how the country is being governed. Your message can be in the form of persuasion, a call for action, or just simple gratitude. So you have to support your message, okay, with our lesson for today, the claims of fact, policy, and value. So of course, we have a criteria to follow um, by checking this activity or assignment, rather, of yours. So here's the criteria. So I'm going to read the criteria for the claim. 4 points for domain-specific language is used to state the claim accurately. 3 points if the claim is stated but not that complete. 2 points if claim does not make appropriate connections to the task. And 1 point if claim is stated incorrectly. So, in the aspect of evidence, 4 points if evidence provided from text, video, experiment, picture, lecture contributes to overall understanding. 3 points if evidence is provided but not that complete. 2 points if evidence does not provide appropriate supporting ideas to the claims. And 1 point if evidence is unclear or does not support the claim. So for the last part, reasoning. Reasoning supports and extends the claim. That is 4 points. 3 points if the reasoning is included to support the claim but not that complete. 2 points if the reasoning partially supports the claim. And 1 point if the reasoning does not support the claim at all. So, did you understand our assignment, Crystal?
Clear, ma'am.
Okay,
Clear,
great.
Yes,
man.
ma'am.
If you have no other concerns, then I guess it's the end of our class for today. I hope that each and every one of you will be safe and healthy. So let's see each other soon and explore more about our upcoming lesson. Let's?
Go.
Go.
Okay.
Go, go.
Goodbye.
Okay, take care, everyone. Goodbye and have a good day.
Goodbye and thank you, ma'am.
Okay,
Thank you, ma'am.
goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Thank you.